Welcome to the Anything Goes podcast. I am Kombat AllStar, and with me is
Random Girl.
And just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. This is Christmas Eve right now when we're recording, so it'll be New Year's pretty soon, and this is the last show of any kind we'll be doing until then, until the New Year. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you're into.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, Hanukkah, if that's still going, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about Star Wars. And initially I wanted to do, everyone else has been doing like Star Wars reaction, non-spoiler and then spoiler. So I figured we just kind of wait and then see it later and then do one that just talks about the movie like everybody else. Or just in general, so we're not doing a non-spoiler and a spoiler. So, yeah. So what do you think about the movie?
You don't have to ask me. You can go.
All right. So I'll go first. So I thought a lot of things about the movie. My first initial reaction when I got out of the movie was, what did I just watch? At the end, you have Luke Skywalker standing there all confused, and Rey is like trying to hand him his lightsaber, and it was just a really weird moment, I think. And overall, I think it was just okay. I think the movie was just okay. And I don't know. I think I liked scenes in the movies and the characters in the movie, but I didn't like the movie as a continual story kind of deal, because I feel like we just kind of got dropped in the middle of a movie.
Why do you feel that way?
I feel that way because first of all, the guy who was running the First Order, the guy who was running the First Order was someone we didn't know. It was like a giant
the redhead,
guy. Giant guy sitting in a chair. He looked like Golem.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
So it was weird to see someone new kind of running things. They didn't explain.
And I was like, who was he? Like, who is he? Because
exactly.
Who was he?
Who was he? Why was he running it? I mean, the Empire fell, so where did the First Order kind of come from? Why do they have stormtroopers if they're not the Empire? There was just a lot of questions that I just didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, you didn't seem like it quite fit.
Yeah. So I didn't really like what was going on. I felt like it was just kind of dropped into a movie. And the other Star Wars movies do that too. But they kind of, over time, you kind of explain what happened previously, and you kind of have character building and everything. And with this movie, it was not like that. It kind of followed the formula of all the other Star Wars, but kind of didn't. Like I said, I like the scenes in the movie. So like I like when Rey was driving the Millennium Falcon. I like when the Stormtrooper had a change of heart. So I really liked all the scenes in the movie individually, like if it was like a bunch of trailers. But together, collectively, wasn't really feeling. I did like Kylo Ren. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah.
His whole character and how he was, Han Solo's son and Leia's son, and how he was Luke's apprentice and then ended up going bad. And so I liked everything about Kylo Ren. I liked how he was emotional, how he was swinging the sword all mad when we didn't catch the rebels, so that was cool. I liked there's just a lot of things that I liked. I mean, again, more question, who is Rey? They didn't really explain who was her dad or anything. They didn't explain that she was just like some poor girl that on Jakku, which looked a lot like Tatooine.
Who's Tatooine?
Tatooine is the planet that Luke Skywalker grew up on. Okay. So it looked a lot like that. And it had basically the same formula as A New Hope. They were hunted by the dark side, or the people representing the dark side. So they were hunted by the enemy. They found a big thing that destroyed planets. It destroyed the planet. Then they blew up the thing to help to disable the thing that destroyed the planet. So it was basically the same exact formula.
The way you sounds like you didn't really like it.
It's funny because I
drum about the whole thing.
It was just the same exact formula as A New Hope, and the rebels won at the end. No more. Well, I guess they're still around, but
I was expecting something huge and big. I heard so many great reviews on it, so I was just like, yes, let's go see it. And then when I feel like when I saw it, I feel like it didn't quite hit the mark, No. And to be honest, it's like I've seen it and it wasn't horrible, but I forget about it. Nothing really stuck out to me. In the beginning, what was it in the beginning? When what was her name? Rey? Yeah, Rey. And then you had in the beginning, first of all, I was just in awe because the graphics were great, the visual effects were amazing. Oh yeah. Like I couldn't even tell like the those big creatures that what was it? Rey and there was a big creature and this little guy they had caught the little droid in the desert, and she was like, he has no respect for anyone.
Oh, the little merchant kind of thing.
Yeah, all of the creatures in there, I thought they were like, I kind of thought they were robots, because of how real they looked.
Yeah.
But were they animated?
I have no idea. It could have been people in suits. I don't know. I'm
okay.
not sure.
Well, anyway, in the beginning, it was like a really beautiful movie. I was like, okay, this movie's gonna get great, be great. But then, like, as it progressed, it was like, okay, when's this movie gonna be done with? When's it gonna be done with? And it just felt long, and I feel like it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
It
wasn't awful.
Yeah,
but it wasn't great.
It was an in-between movie. I don't think it deserved the hype that it got.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of little nostalgic moments that they put in there.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like it was a really good story.
And to be honest, I don't like the way they introduced to each of the people that I haven't seen for years. Like, for Han Solo, give him a grand present. That's just how I feel. For Princess Leia, give her a grand present. Like, all those people, they just kind of showed up. It didn't feel like, I felt like it was going to be, I felt like it should have been epic. Because it was like a 30-year time that we didn't get to see them, Yeah. And the way that they introduced them was just, I feel like it could have been grander.
Yeah. And they killed Han Solo.
They killed Han Solo.
And you know what? At the end of Return of a Jedi, at the end of that movie, everyone's celebrating. The Empire is gone, and Luke was going to start all over again. And it was like, I feel like that was the movie we should have saw. Like, even they were kind of explaining
it.
They were kind of explaining it in this movie. Oh, Luke went and he tried to start all over. He trained the Jedi, and then one of the Jedi's turned on him. It would have been awesome to see that movie. Why don't we get the movie after that?
Yeah, I don't like a big space and a big gap. And then, like Kombat was saying, like, he took off his little Anakin hoodie. Not Anakin hoodie, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He took off his little hoodie at the end of the movie. And then he just looks at Rey, and then that's what they do. And then, the camera, they did a little twirl around camera angle. Then it just goes off. It's like, seriously? Why?
Yeah.
I don't like the way that ended, too. It was just awkward.
Yeah, it wasn't a real ending. It was just like they started the movie. Exactly how they started the movie, that's how they ended the movie. I was in the middle of something.
Yeah.
And the previous films, I get that because it was literally the end of the series, They started off with 4, 5, and 6, I believe.
It wasn't the greatest pick up after the 30 plus years. I feel like it could have been a better story.
Yeah.
It could have been a better continuation. It wasn't as strong as I thought it was going to be or needed to be.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot better too, and I didn't. There's still so many things that I don't understand, and there's so many. They don't put the pieces together very well,
Yeah, and with that being said, I did like a lot of the actors and actresses in there. I love Finn, the guy that played Finn. He was the former stormtrooper that joined the Resistance. He was funny. He was hilarious. I want to see him in more movies. He's awesome. Rey did an awesome job too. She was really great. I think she's like a newer actress or something. I've never seen her before, nor have I seen the guy who played Finn. So they were like phenomenal actors and actresses. I liked them that. And then the guy that played Han Solo's son and Princess Leia's, son as
Kylo
well.
Ren.
Yeah, his real name is Adam. I forget his last name, but he was on the TV show Girls, So that was a good change for him, and I thought he was awesome in that too.
And it was cool seeing Obi-Wan in the movie too, in the very beginning. Man, he's aged. That guy is old.
That was really him?
Yeah, well, it was the actor that played him in the original movies that came out in the 70s. So I guess 4 and 5. But yeah, that was the same actor that played him.
I don't think that was him. The one that was in the 70s.
It was.
Yeah, you have to check for the name.
Yeah, it was him. So and they made a reference of it too. To me, it was, I don't know. It was just I don't know. It wasn't
that strong.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. So I just, man.
The music was great. The score was great. The transition was great. I noticed that too. They transitioned each scene the way they did it back in the day, and I did like that. But yeah, it wasn't as great and strong as the movies as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah. The hype was there, and I went to go see it, and
And what's funny?
When I saw it,
right before the show, I went ahead and checked out A New Hope because I wanted to make sure that the formula for the movie was the correct formula, or what I was talking about actually made sense. So I went back and I checked A New Hope, and sure enough, that's when they actually blew up the Death Star and everything. And I was just watching clips of them. I'm like, man, this movie looks epic. It feels epic. But this movie didn't really feel epic. It was just kind of a normal movie. They kind of picked up where the other movies left off. There was something special about it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I wish I had that thing that made it special, that made it awesome. And I know a lot of people on YouTube and a lot of people everywhere are just giving this movie so many praises and like just building it up. And it's, I mean,
and a lot of people are going to disagree with what we said, but this is
what
we thought. You know, it wasn't awful. I'm not like this is a horrible movie. It's just it. When I saw the movie, I didn't feel that hype. No, as what people were telling me. And maybe it wasn't awful, but it wasn't great.
And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it was too hyped up. Maybe it was so hyped up, and my expectations were so high going in there that it was going to let me down regardless. Maybe.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Not for me anyway.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to know who was who. I mean, explaining who Ray was, explaining who Poe was, if he's related to somebody, just explaining everything.
Not to mention, for me, the movie felt long, and I didn't want to feel that way. I was just thinking, okay, this is long. When is it going to be over? You know, that's how I felt, and that's not a good sign. So.
No, it's not. Because you wanted to feel
what
epic.
Are you looking
want
up,
it to be.
Kombat?
I'm trying to see the family tree, so if I can actually see if like Ray was related to anybody or Poe was related to anybody. It felt like it, you know. It definitely felt like.
Well, yeah, because first she was a scavenger, but she was dropped off. You could tell she was dropped off to that Juka, what was it called? Jakku, to be protected, and she saw bits and pieces of her memory. So, and that's when we found out towards the end of the movie, the Force is strong with her, even though she doesn't even know it yet. So she's like some type of Jedi, blood.
Which
race.
Is also which is also weird too, because that's the same thing that happened to Luke. He was dropped off at Tatooine, which is just like Jakku. I don't care what no one says. It's like the same planet to me. And then all of a sudden, just like Luke, she has these powers, and just like Luke, she's trying to find out, who are. I'm not sure if she's going to find out who her parents is now, but she is waiting for someone. They didn't even hint to that.
Yeah, I have a feeling it might be Luke Skywalker. He probably doesn't even know what she looks like, because he dropped her off when she was like a baby, pretty much. You know,
I don't know what's up with the Skywalker family and why they keep doing stuff like that. But strange, man.
Maybe wanted to protect her, but yeah, the way it ended, they're gonna start off. They're gonna do new series, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's supposed to be starting off a new kind of 3 more movies and then a couple of spin-offs. But
yeah, you could definitely tell they're gonna show you some more things in the second one. But yeah,
it didn't feel like the beginning of a new sequel, of a new trilogy. It didn't. It did not. So. I don't know. Like, if I had to give it a rating out of 10, maybe I give it like a 6.5 or a 7. A 7's pretty average. So a little below average, and I'm going to take into account.
I'd probably give it like a 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 or 7, and I'm going to take into account that it's possible that it's just my expectations were way too high for the movie, but. That's what I give it out of 10.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Anyway, it's a pretty good movie.
And you know what I think? I think like after a 30-year run, like you're supposed to wow the audience. It kind of felt like a bland continuation for me. Yeah. It
was cool seeing him, and I don't know why they killed off Han Solo. That was a little weird, is his son killing him off and everything. But. I wish they wouldn't do it. I mean, I wish he would have just died of old age, and that would have been that. So.
Yeah, you don't just kill Han Solo like that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I get it. As far as the story goes, I get it. It makes Kylo Ren more ruthless. It makes people hate him more. I totally get it. They needed the catalyst. Awesome. I don't think it was necessary though. I think they could have done a different way. But like I said, 6.5. We both kind of agree on that. I loved. Every minute of the movie. I don't like how it was I feel like it wasn't a consistent story. I do like a lot of the scenes and segments better than like the story as a whole. And I do like the characters. I do like the new characters. So
I really like Ray. Yeah, and the visual effects was amazing.
Yeah, they're always amazing.
Yeah, they didn't fault that. That was amazing. Everything looked great. So.
What do you guys think of the movie? Have you seen it? If you haven't seen it, you shouldn't have been listening to this podcast. But hopefully everyone that's listening to this...
We didn't give away too much. We didn't spoil too much. Nah.
Yeah, no, we didn't spoil too much. But I mean, the main thing is there. If you've watched The New Hope, you've watched this movie before. It's just updated.
Yeah, did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you, was it in between? Do you think it fell short, or was it amazing for you?
Was it everything that you thought it was?
Yeah.
So let us know.
What are your opinions?
Yes, comment, like, subscribe, share. And until next year.
All right, peeps. Have a good one, 2016.